Okay, it's time for the World Cup segment now. It's just 3 days, right? It's going to be starting on the 14th of this month, this week. It's so close, but Super Eagles game first match is on the 16th, so we still have some days for them to prepare for that. Chinasa Boyen is here in the studio joining us on this segment. Chinasa, good morning. Good to have you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Tayo.
Yeah, it's great to have you. I mean,
it's a pleasure.
She says 3 days to the World Cup. I say the World Cup starts on Thursday.
Yes.
That's better, right?
That's closer, right?
That's better.
And you said today is Monday, so Thursday.
Already.
Wow.
The wait. The anticipation.
It's almost over.
Done, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Talking about Super Eagles now, as we're starting with, I mean, for them, we're going to be leaving Australia for Russia today and should be ready for, right now, I think they should be ready. No more, they're not ready, right?
Well, the coach said they'll be ready by June 16th.
Yes.
That's when they'll be ready. No, you should be ready 5 days before June 16th.
No, that's not what he said now. Cecilia,
He's still working on it.
He's still working.
There are still plans. They're still
going to train when they get to Russia.
They're still going to watch videos of Croatia and stuff. So he will be ready on the 16th. He will be ready.
Yeah, that's what we should be looking at. Let's target that one. But just a few, in the meantime, a few stories that came out of the camp. The last time around we were on the show about rift between Mikel and Onazi. That's been nipped in the bud now, and everyone has come out to say, even Onazi himself has come out to debunk those claims, says everything is good. He looks up to Mikel, and Mikel is the leader, undisputed leader of the side, and that we should just disregard any stories coming out about a rift being in camp between them.
They have to do a video.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay.
Did they have to do a video?
Yeah. What's in the video?
You know, so I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Of course, we know these things happen in football. It happens in football. It happens behind the scenes in the camp. They're infighting sometimes and everything. It's not something strange. It's not something new. It's not as if we've not seen this before, you know. But the thing is, I think the only reason why this is gaining attention is that it was leaked, or some way, somehow, some people, the media got wind of it. So, yeah, they'll be fine. You know, they are men. They are big boys.
Exactly.
Men, of course, you have disagreements, you have issues, you get back, you sort your issues, and you focus on the task at hand. So, yeah, I expect them to be big boys, to man up and, you know, get on with it. So, I don't care if they come out and say they don't have an issue or they have an issue.
As long as
we all know what happens in camp and all these things. So
different people, different characteristics, and
just
about to clash.
Focus on what is at hand.
That's what is most important.
Definitely.
And talking about the team getting ready, or whether they're ready or not, a couple of the players have been speaking about their state of readiness for the World Cup. I'm talking about Etebo Ogenekaru and Wilfred Ndidi. They believe there's still room for improvement, and by the time June 16 comes around, they'll be ready to face Croatia.
Yep, of course, the players should be able to. They should be talking tough now. They know what is expected of them. I saw somewhere about Mascherano talking about the Nigerian team. You know, so of course everybody has already done their assignment. You know, as per regards their opponents. So of course, Etebo, he would like to get into that team. He would like to, you know, maybe. Because there's still that debate of who will play in the middle with Mikel, if it's Ogu and Etebo, or Ndidi and Etebo, or Ndidi and Ogu, or Ndidi and Onazi. You know,
so there's only one constant there, Mikel.
Mikel and Ndidi. I think Mikel and Ndidi will be as long as it is fit, he'll be there. You know, so it's who is the third person in that particular midfield. So yeah, so of course Etebo should talk and also show us on the pitch.
Right. Talk and show us on the pitch.
Okay, let's listen to them now doing the talking.
Those games, I think, has given us so much to learn, and we're going to learn. We're going to practice about everything, and then I just think the game will just make us improve for the next game. Yeah.
We're improving every day, and there's a room to improve because every training section, like the games we play in the friendly game, it's important for the team. It's important that we know our weakness and what we're going to be perfect on. I think we're going to improve, and I believe we're improving every day.
Yeah, they're improving. That's what is most important. And by 16th, they should be ready to face the big one, talking about Croatia. Now, let's talk about Argentina, another team who arrived, Russia. You know, all of them are preparing, getting ready for the big one, talking about having the very big game for Argentina. Their first game is going to be against Iceland. And so maybe, just maybe, we beat Croatia and Iceland beats Argentina. No, Iceland and Argentina should have a goalless draw. They will get the first 3 points of the game. What am I saying?
If wishes are well.
Wishes are horses, you know,
Right.
they will fly.
We'll leave it at that. But Argentina have arrived in Russia. I mean, they seem ready. They seem very confident as well. So unfortunately for them, they suffered an injury blow on Friday. Manuel Lanzini being ruled out of the World Cup with a knee ACL injury, to be precise. Sad one. And as a second player dropping out now. But I mean, you look at the Argentinian side and you feel they have the talent
forward
to go as far as they want.
They have a fantastic squad.
We know sometimes they always
top strikers
flatter to deceive.
Higuain, Aguero,
it's not just the first
time
a team will be going to the World Cup packed with players, packed with top players, and they don't perform well. You know, so we saw Spain at last World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, we saw Argentina in 2002 World Cup with the Batistuta, Vieirons, and
all
likes
of
of them, and they still couldn't make it past the first round.
France,
despite winning their first game against Nigeria. We saw France too at the same time as the World Cup, parodying top scorers from different leagues, and it still didn't happen for them. So I think the teams already know these things. They know that the World Cup is a different ball game. You know, you need to bring your A game every time because your first game is very, very, very important. You know, looking at if you lose your first game, especially these big teams, look at Spain. They lost. The only time Spain lost their first game and they did well was in 2010, and we know how they struggled and everything. But
crashed out.
98 they lost to Nigeria, they crashed out. Lost to Holland last time around, they crashed out. You know, so your first game is very important. Argentina know. They know the team they're coming up against, they're very organized and disciplined side, so they have to go out there and give it everything they've got. You know, get a victory, any victory. We saw it last World Cup against Iran. Iran did everything possible to hold Argentina, but Argentina were able to eke out a 1-goal victory and it helped them along the way. So they just need to try and get a victory.
Okay. All the best to them. All the best to them. Really?
Yeah, all the best to Argentina, of course. We're not that partial. France also, you talked about France, you mentioned them, their performance and all that. At the last Euros, they wanted to host and win, but it just didn't happen because Portugal got other ideas. They've arrived in Russia preparing for this. And look at the squad also, you would say it's a star-studded team. When you have a squad that could afford not to have Lacazette and some other players in the squad, you know how rich that particular squad is and all that.
The French 11 that I saw that I would not go to the World Cup, you know, scary. You know, that shows you the amount of talent they have. They can comfortably bring out 2 teams to play at the World Cup. You know, so everybody expects a lot from them. You talked about them being at the Euros, hosting and not winning, you know, getting to the finals, being beaten by Portugal. So now they have a point to prove. And for some funny reason, you know, when I've been looking at previews for the World Cup, predictions and everything, people don't really put France to be in the last 4. For some reason, you know, you hear Spain, you hear Argentina, you hear Brazil and Germany.
Right.
You know, but this French team, I think they are a team to watch out for because they have very exciting young talents, and of course they also have a good balance of experience in the team. They have young players, but the young players are also quite experienced. You know, someone like Paul Pogba, who is young, this is the 2nd World Cup. You know, so Mbappe, he's shown us what he's capable of doing for 2 seasons, one with Monaco, one with PSG. So, yeah, I think France should not be written off at all. I think they are one of
you
main
write off
contenders.
France at your own peril.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, too many good players in that side. From France, on the other side that is stacked with talent. Belgium. I mean, Belgium, I mean, for me, it's incredible squad. They have in Belgium the coach Roberto Martinez. I'm sure he's it's a kind of headache you want to have as a manager when you're sport for choice.
Good headache.
And good headache, exactly. There's anything like that. And as De Bruyne company is still struggling a bit now. Lukaku, you know, the defense, the tone. You can go on and on.
I like the middle of the Belgian team. They have silk and steel. You know, you talk about the likes of Hazard, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. You now talk about the likes of Axel Witsel. Maran Fellaini, Dembele.
Fellaini.
You know, come on, you look at that team.
From front to back.
From then, you now go to defense. They have ball-playing central defenders like Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen. You know, you have wing-backs. Up front, you have Lukaku, you have Batshuayi. You know, Yannis even in that team.
Yeah.
We saw him with Sociedad last season, and they could even afford not to take Christian Benteke, who is built like a tank and can actually, you know, bring a different dimension to the team. But hey, you know, so Belgium, I think it's about time for them to perform because it's been a while. At the last Euros,
disappointing.
They were disappointing. They lost to Wales, you know, in the quarters. So I think it's time for Belgium to come out and show something.
Okay, it's time for them to come out and show something. Then we'll see what's going to happen when the World Cup starts on Thursday. Remember, the first game is going to be between Russia and Saudi Arabia. What an opening game. Well, that's all for the segment. After this time, I'll talk about the NBA.
Good team to play against because this is not the typical European side that you would face. They're going to stretch us, they're going to get us out of the comfort zone, and we'll have to be tested tactically in a very different way that we've been tested in the previous two games. So for me, it's a really good test and a very, very different one that we're going to be. But maybe Panama get inspiration from what Costa Rica did in 2014 in Brazil. And it is true. When I watch teams in the CONCACAF and South American, they are competitors. They are not afraid of going 1v1 all over the pitch. They've got that belief that they can affect the game. And that's what we're going to see tomorrow in Costa Rica. We need to cope with that because Panama will be exactly the same with an opportunity to go to the World Cup for the first time in their history.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about the NBA now. Quickly, I mean, what happened on Friday night sweep? Okay, everyone predicted it's going to be a clean sweep, but then with LeBron on fire, but it just didn't happen for them on the night. Yeah. What do you make of it?
Well, not surprising. Okay. I always say a great team will always defeat a great player. You know, you can't look at it any other way. LeBron, fantastic player, no argument about his legacy, what he's accomplished, what he is all about. But I keep saying that Golden State team, I do not know or I haven't seen a team that will actually beat if Golden State, if they have all their players, you know, fit. I'm not talking about firing on all cylinders, fit, just being able to play. I don't think anybody can defeat them in 7 games with everything I'm seeing in the NBA right now. So.
Interesting.
You know, it's not surprising. Not
surprising at all. The stories Golden State Warriors will hold their title parade tomorrow, actually. Yeah. It's going to be the 3rd one in 4 years. I mean, those fans in Oakland, they're having a ball.
It should have been 4-4, if not for LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, they threw that one away.
4-4. You know, throwing away a 3-1 lead.
And that's their rival in Oakland after winning their 3rd championship in 4 years. You can see Steph Curry clearly is his team. He's got the Larry O'Brien trophy lifting. Then you have KD with his MVP.
I had an issue with the MVP trophy.
Oh, come on, let's not do that.
Let's not do that. It should have been Steph. Yeah, I know that.
Why? I mean, KD
was consistent in all the 4 games. Come on.
I felt it should have been Steph.
Yeah, because of the 9 threes he had in one game.
It should have been Steph.
I mean, let's not even talk about it.
There is an argument.
There's no argument. I mean, it wasn't even close. Have you seen?
How can you say it wasn't close?
Have you seen the
How can you say it wasn't close? It was 7-4.
Exactly.
So how can you say it wasn't even close?
That's
not close. 7-4.
That's quite.
What?
I mean, that's 3 in between.
3 in between. So 3 isn't close.
Yeah, it's not
really.
When you beat the buzzer in just a few seconds too, you know how close that can be. So 3 isn't close.
But let's just move on now, and it's all about LeBron James. What's he gonna do next? And he has a play option for next year.
Go to Houston.
Does he sign and arrange for a trade, or does he wait to become an unrestricted?
Go to Houston or San Antonio.
Okay.
You should get traded.
Right? We'll go for a break now. We'll come back. We should get to listen to LeBron.